and Boris Karloff. Print out in Markdown to see what happens here. And there you go. So just tell it directly. If you ask it, it's going to give you a much more complex way, which is correct. It's teaching you a very deep way to do it. But if all you want to do is copy and paste this into the visual mode of a WordPress blog, well, I just got Red Riding Hood meets Boris Karloff by using this. So here is one way to do it, yeah? Write a story or write whatever you want it to do and just use this. Formatted in Markdown with H1, H2, and H3. You can put H4, H5, H6 if you want, and subsections for each topic. Add other things if you want. You can say, please use bullet lists or ordered lists, numbered lists. Format some of the text with hyperlinks. Yeah, let's try it again. Write a story. Write a recipe. Write a complex recipe. Klingon feast. Print out in Markdown for headings and split the article subjects for each topic. And methods. List of relevant reference imaginary, of course, because it's Klingon. Okay, reference sources. I have to just spell check that. You don't really have to, but let's do it properly. Let's go down to the bottom here. And let's go. Oh, I wrote. Okay. Gach. So it knows. It knows. So it's inventing some and taking what it knows about the Gach. Look, it's using bullet lists and ordered lists. Ordered lists and numbered lists. The bullet list is an ordered list. Hasperat. That's amazing. Huh? GPT-4 doesn't work well for some things. Doesn't do what you want if you don't phrase it properly. So, I couldn't get it to give me 5 good prompts to make it print out like this, but I could get it to print out like this with my Klingon feast recipe and my memory and neural connections blog, which I'm currently doing and rephrasing myself and editing with some of my own literary prowess, if I have any at all, for one of my blogs on my HQ page, one of my websites. And there you go. So, and I think I did it with this as well. No. So there you go. This one. Klingon feast recipe, and we got the Red Riding Hood meets Boris Karloff. Shall we do one more? Let's take this one now. So I now have a nice prompt here as well. Using print out in Markdown using So write out a plan for Mars before the year 2060. What? Sorry about this. And paste that and see what it does. Off we go. Down to the bottom. Boom. Plan for migration to Mars before the year 2060. All ready for copying and pasting into the visual mode of your blog instead of code view. Yeah. I couldn't get it to center text. Apparently I can get it to insert images as well. I'll be doing that in the next screencast. So anyway, asking it to teach you prompts, it doesn't teach you prompts like this. It teaches you the code, which I can also show in a further screencast. So that's really good. It's even put links in here, mars.nasa.gov and the marssociety.org. The case for Mars. These are actually real sources, yeah? And these sources are, of course, imaginary. The Klingon Way, A Warrior's Guide by Mark Okrand. Mark Okrand and Ethan Phillips and William J. Burns. I could tell him to tell GPT to rewrite this, but change the references, the author names of the 3 references to Klingon-sounding names, right? For example, or tell him to change one of these recipes or whatever. But anyway, here you go. There it is. Here is a nice prompt to print out in Markdown using H1, H2, H3 headings and split the article into subsections for each subtopic. Use ordered and bullet lists for ingredients and methods. Give a list. Well, you change that, yeah, to bullet lists for listing separate bullet lists. Just use that. Or fitting, and give it a list. Because the case for Mars, I told him to do that. That was wrong. Connected, disconnected. The case for Mars. Well, it just left that out, didn't it? For ingredients and methods. Oh yeah, for the peace recipe. Did I put ingredients and methods? I did in here. For the migration to Mars. So where's the bullet list? Well, ingredients. The advanced propulsion system is an ingredient, isn't it? Anyway, it ignored that because it didn't make sense and still wrote. You could then ask it to expand on any of these, say, now write an essay just about that. You could turn it into a very big book and just discuss each separate line as a whole chapter, which is what I do to make ebooks, some of which I don't distribute yet, but I've made quite a lot with GPT. Anyway, so let's write a story about, write a report about the environment and global warming statistics and changes between the years 2012 and 2020, comma. And have I done the bit taking out the ingredients? Okay. See if it's going to use bullet lists now, because I said when fitting, it might not do it. It might not do it. It's difficult to get it to do the ordered lists and bullet lists. Because a list of ingredients and methods for cookery, yes, it's logical formatting. But for writing a report, it's not. So I'm going to ask it to write a list of problems to mitigate and possible solutions. Mitigated and of risk of warming. And let's go down again. Oh, this is gonna go, yeah. So you see I got the bullet list because I asked for a list and methods. So you won't always be able to get bullet lists or numbered lists or ordered lists. Bullet list and ordered list means the same. Yeah? But there you go. When fitting, yeah, when fitting, it will do it. So there you go. That's how to get GPT to write in Markdown. That's one way, and that's how I do it at least. And that serves my purposes for now. And in the next one, I suppose I won't be showing how to do it with code, because it's not necessary. This is an LLM, a large language model. And the future of programming is not code. The future of programming is natural language. And the language that is going to be the king of all in programming AI is the English language. And so your prowess with wordsmithery is the new code language for programmers to use, because all of the coding is going to be done by products like GPT, AIs like GPT, chatbots and other things. Depends what kind of media you're doing. This is a language model, yeah? And language is being used to make images and videos and even music now. And so the way you explain something and the way you express yourself with your prompt, the art is in the prompt. And if you go to Stable Diffusion or DALL-E, connected again. Oh, DALL-E, or I recommend Blue Willow as well, and Stable Diffusion, because they're both free. Or you could use DALL-E and Midjourney, but Blue Willow is like Midjourney. It's on Discord server as well, and you can use language model, and it's actually GPT. They're connecting to the API of this GPT to use its understanding of language to create images. Yeah? So I'll be figuring out how to insert images within this and get GPT Chat to actually make complete blog posts with images, if possible. Can it be done? Well, according to the code tutorial, it can. But it might just give example images. You're going to have to replace yourself with the URL of your own image. Let's see if we can get around that and get it to actually insert real images that really will display visually in this interface. Can that be done with GPT? Well, we'll see in my next screencast. That's the webmaster, otherwise known as John Spencer. For now, signing off.